Alright, hit the button. Yeah, so much to deal with here. So I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't even know where I'm going to start. So let me just say where to start. Alright, well, Professor Anton popped into my head, so I'll go there. Because he's sort of bailing for a while. And I found it sort of interesting, just how impatient and frustrated he was, by a couple of um, one asshole and one person that attempted to, get to the core of what exactly he was saying. And he didn't care for that. But this whole idea of walking some sort of fence line between religion and atheism, like that makes any sense at all, doesn't make any sense. And especially in this idea when you're walking a line between fake atheism and theism, which is really the only kind of atheism that exists, is fake. And you can see it. There is absolutely no desire among the atheist community, the substance of it anyway, to deal with the truth of our existence. None whatsoever. They give no concern at all for the goddamn truth. So this whole argument that they're on the side of truth and these nasty theists are just lying and pretending and faking and cheating the truth is just a crock of shit. Alright, because when the truth doesn't fit into their silly notions, their devotions, and that's what it is, it's a devotion to some silly notion that there is a concept of Mother Nature or a beautiful universe. Yeah, and it's all a crock of fucking shit. And there really isn't an excuse for it. I mean, not that sci-fi films have ever really dealt with the futility of life, but they have created characters out there. The Vulcan characters. This idea that there's a logic that can be strict, and it doesn't necessarily suck all the life out of you, but it's strict, and you're going to be obedient to it because it's logic, damn it. And the truth is here. We can see it. I saw it when I was fucking 6 years old. And then all I did was spend the next 50 or 40 years attempting to confirm what I observed, or deny it, or reject it. I did try to find ways to reject it. I did cling to, some hope that there was value for a long time. But it's not there. There's no evidence of it. It's a cold, stupid, retarded universe. Alright, we're the product of a DNA molecule that's just, out of control. There's no controlling mechanism. It will do what it can do. I mean, anything that's in the realm of possibility is in the realm of possibility. It's not guided by any mission statement beyond, let's make more copies of this shit, and I don't care how wacky it gets. And yeah, so on a finite planet, it started off all nice and pretty, nice pretty green color, created lots of nice oxygen, nice pretty green everywhere, no real problem, no sentience to concern yourself about, and then it started changing, and then it started looking at each other like food. Like the old cartoon of the starving guys in a rowboat somewhere in the middle of the ocean. They start looking at each other and seeing a hamburger. Yeah, well, that's what life started doing. They started saying, hey, everybody's eating all the food. I'm hungry, and so, yeah, I think I'll eat my brother. Yeah, and so that's what it turned into. And then it acquired this capacity to feel, and then things really got ugly. Yeah, there's just nothing you can do with this story. And people won't make a counter argument saying, well, no, here's the evidence that the universe knows what it's doing. Here's the proof that it knows what it's doing. I feel spectacular today. There, that's their proof, okay? I got a new shiny lollipop. And so everything's really cool in the universe. There's no problems at all. It's all justified. Some asshole. I did block about 7 people. Look, fucktards. Essentially a comment, a snarky ass comment, is essentially a cry for help. It's basically saying, please individually tutor me. Alright, well, that's not my fucking job. That's not the business I'm into. So if you can't make a video, then you got to be real careful about how you're going to comment if you're going to do some sort of, I'm going to undo your 30-minute video with, you know, my 500 characters of text. Well, no, you're not, you little fuck. What you're going to do is just say some crap, all right, and oblige me to prove you're a fucking idiot, all right, personally. And I really don't want to do it personally. I want to do it publicly. So I want you to make a video, put your face in it so I can publicly humiliate you. All right, because then it's worth my while to bother tutoring you. Because then when I'm tutoring you, I'll be tutoring every other little fucktard like you. But I'm not going to waste my time answering you in text, okay? And especially I'm not going to do it when I go to your channel page and I see you don't even allow comments on your channel page and you've never made a fucking video. Well, then you're really out of fucking goddamn luck, you stupid cunt. Because if you can waste my time and you're not going to let me waste your time, fuck you. Really. So anyway, that's one complaint. But you can see it in this text comment, these threads that are on here. You know, a couple of my sycophants, as they're called, did a good job of arguing the points here. But like this one asshole, right? So Gary, you always talk about problems, cannibalism, consumption. You got them backwards. Reproduction, addiction. You do that on this channel, then I suggest you make a video with solutions to the problems also on this channel. Well, I have done that, asshole, but why does it have to be on this channel? I've made other channels, I've pointed to them, they're linked on my homepage. Why the fuck should I have to do it your way? Concrete solutions, if you have them. Otherwise, people continue making assumptions about your goals. Well, you know, assumptions make an ass out of you and whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, I can't help. People are going to be assholes. They're going to be assholes. I've done it. We've been there, done that. This is not my obligation anyway. It's not about solutions, asshole. It's about defining the circumstance. The video was entirely about defining the truth of our existence. It wasn't about suggested solutions to the problem. It was about identifying the problem. You stupid fucking cunt. How can we fix this mess and don't waste suffering, in your view? Just in one video, a long one if necessary. Well, like I said, it's even on the website, okay? I go through the whole thing from the beginning to the end. All right, it's on the book on donotgod.com. Click on the book link and then watch those fucking videos, asswipe. Watch the last one, okay, if you really must. But yeah, I've got a channel about virtual reality. I got channels about the right to die. I got channels about you know, a mechanism to reduce population growth. I've got those things out there, so fuck you. And so then Laura Layla comments, this question that I would like an answer to too. Well, you know what? I made a 40-minute videos to you, whatever it was, and you didn't answer any of my fucking questions, so why do I have an obligation to answer any of your fucking questions? Alright, I mean, the title of the fucking video is the fucking question, right? And you won't answer it. How bad does it have to fucking get? And you won't answer it. I mean, you know, it's just this bullshit. Well, nature knows what it's doing. It's not my place to judge. No, we're not going to judge the most important aspect of existence there is, which is our origins. And that's really what atheism is about, isn't it? Is, okay, you've rejected this silly idea of our origins, and so now you have to accept some other definition of our origins. And so if you're just replacing one silly idea with, okay, so the old silly idea is that a God created it. Your silly idea is that a universe with no brain created it, and it did it right. And it did it so right that we can't even judge because it's sacred. You know, it's beyond our capacity to judge because the universe is so fucking intelligent. So you're a non-existent God that has a brain, but it doesn't have one really, but it's smart automatically, just by its function. It knows what it's doing. Something like that. And I'm supposed to do what to that except, you know, face palm and say these people are just too stupid to communicate with. So anyway, and then there was another little snarky comment by her. You know, like you know, again, these people keep talking like they don't provoke any of this hostility. Let's see, where was her comment? It was really bullshit. Let's see. Psychology. Yeah, Kat, you're gonna have to wait. I'm in the middle of my video here. What the hell happened to it? Alright, well, she basically just says, oh, it just amazes me that these people talk this way about life, and why are they still here? You know, the same old bullshit. You know, I mean, that's been answered over and over and over and over and over. How is anything accomplished by leaving the mess? I mean, I said it in the damn video. I used the analogy of Frankenstein's laboratory. How do you win if you're Frankenstein, if you let Dr. Frankenstein just make some more of them? You don't win. So that would be idiotic. And again, it's not even a... The point of the video isn't about that. The point of the video is that, well, let's define the circumstance. What's the reality of our existence? It is consumption, reproduction, cannibalism, and psychological addiction, all contrived to satisfy this mission statement of consumption and reproduction. There's nothing else happening here. There's nothing else that life is. Life is consumption and reproduction for no purpose, no accomplishment, no gain, no mission. It will build nothing. It will make nothing. All right, so I'll use another analogy that I've used before. I'm gonna let the cat out. So, all right. So let's say, you know, we have a maze game, just a maze, and there it is, and it has these little sentient creatures in it, and you know, I think it's fair to describe them as cheese chasers. They're all chasing some kind of stuff, some kind of figment in their imagination of value. And the value isn't real. It's like this you know, this idea of woman. It's valuable to me, but the value is completely a contrivance of my brain. It is not in the thing itself. It is in my perception of the thing. So I'm chasing a different cheese than you're chasing. Everybody's chasing a different cheese, running this little maze. Some people are just in wheels spinning round and round and round. They're not even chasing anything. They're just going. They're just saying go, 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 because something started them going. And yeah, and there's all this downside to playing this game, this chasing game. And the downside is that rats get eaten by other rats. That shit happens to them, and inevitably they die slowly and hard. And you know, I just saw, you know, another thing pop in my head. I just saw an AP news story. They just sold a fucking tuna fish for $400,000. A fucking tuna fish. But anyway, I mean, you know, fuck, you talk about bizarre cheese. You know, 400. You couldn't sell me for $400,000. A fucking tuna fish. But anyway, yeah. So you have this thing. We can describe it. We can define where we are and what we are, and you can make this maze game, and that's what it is. And so you say, okay, the game has some value because the little chasers get to feel like they're accomplishing something, and you know, they have a perception of value, and so that's worth something. I don't know how much it's worth. I mean, some asshole made a comment on the video and said, you know, I blocked him. Einstein's theory of relativity makes it all worthwhile. Well, in the first place, Einstein's theory was inevitable. Somebody was going to figure it out anyway. And in the second place, it proves my point that it's all relative perception of value or progress. That wasn't progress in the sense that, oh, we learned something. That was like figuring out that slavery is stupid. Oh, it took us thousands of years to do that. That's like fixing the negative. That's just satisfying our ignorance. That's just undoing our ignorance. So, oh yeah, we gained non-ignorance. Okay, it's really just that's that's not real positive. That's not a real positive. Escaping ignorance is not a real positive. Oh, idiot. But anyway. Alright, so you have this stupid maze game that we've described it. It can't really do anything. Alright, beyond the little rats running around chasing the cheese and getting the shit kicked out of them, there's nothing else you can do with it. You can't make any like super pyramid-y thing. You can't. There's nothing you can do with it that's going to have any value beyond the game being played. So you have to judge the game. There's nothing else to judge in it. All right, so you have to make the value judgment of whether there's anything being accomplished here. Is there really anything to accomplish? And that's the circumstance. So when you say, how do you fix it? Well, what's the fix? There's no fix. There's nothing you can do to augment it except sit there and optimize how the rats get their cheese so there's less casualties. Well, what is the realistic prospect of us doing that? I mean, in the real world, there's almost nil. I mean, even just for humans. Because it's so expensive to maintain a human, to take care of a human, to keep them free of blight and misery. That costs a lot of resources. That's going to take a really advanced civilization. And what's the realistic prospect of us getting there with 7 billion people on the planet that are going to be starting, you know, to rip each other's skins off for their fucking $400,000 tuna fish? So yeah, what? The first solution is to do no harm. The first solution is to stop, pause, hit the fucking pause button, and figure out what the fuck we're doing. That's the first solution. But yeah, ultimately, it is a zero-sum game. It's a dead fucking end. So you can try to fix it. But I'm just saying, be realistic about what the prospects are of you fixing it, of you optimizing the circumstance of deprivation and satisfaction, because it's not inexpensive to get there. And then fixing nature is preposterously impossible. The only fix is to slowly and gracefully as possible to you know, reduce its substantive footprint. But yeah, there's nothing in the game itself. There's nothing to make out of it. It's consumption and reproduction for no purpose. You're just going to invent a purpose. You're going to invent a need that doesn't need to exist. You're just going to contrive it. And that's the dishonesty of this atheism. This is dishonest atheism. Contriving a purpose isn't any better than contriving a fucking God. What the hell is the functional difference between contriving a purpose out of nothing and contriving a God as an answer to the problem of why are we here, or what are we doing, or does this work? I mean, if you're just going to contrive an answer and say, yes, I don't have any evidence, I can't demonstrate in any rational way that we are doing anything but satisfying addiction at a huge cost, but I'll just say yes anyway. I mean, this is just nonsense. And because you fuckers don't have the sensibilities to see how disgusting, deplorable, disgraceful, humiliating, degrading, the debauchery of your existence, just the gross nature of it, because you're too insensitive to realize that, you think you have a right to keep imposing it on others. And I don't even think you have any realistic prospect that you'd want to do that you'd want to live somebody else's life. I don't think most of you would live the average person's life if you had the goddamn choice or freedom to do so. Not every bit of it, not the whole game, being them. Being the fucking idiot they are. You want to be some moron Muslim in the Middle East? Answer the question honestly. You want to live that fucking idiotic life? Answer the question honestly. You want to be a starving guy eating snails in Africa? Do you want to do that? Would you do that? Answer the question honestly, you fuckers. And then, so, where to go next? Yeah, I mean, look, if all this suffering crap was right in front of you and it was inevitable and you knew it was going to come and you knew exactly when it was going to happen and all the rest of that stuff, you people would be bailing just as rationally and logically as I'm explaining why I don't have any interest in playing the game. I mean, you'd know that, okay, oh yeah, I'm not going to do that. That would be really stupid. Okay, I mean, I know I'm not going to do anything to justify going through that experience. But it's really easy. When it's in the past, you know, it's whitewashed. When somebody else is experiencing it, it's whitewashed. All right? You have no perspective, no capacity to feel it or understand it or to appreciate it unless it fucking is right in front of you. It has to be right in front of you. It has to be sitting there like 5 hours from now or tomorrow or a week from now. And if it isn't in that category somewhere, you fuckers will discount it and pretend it doesn't fucking exist. Yeah. So what else is there to say? But yeah, this argument is going to need to be done, and somebody's got to call out all you fake atheists, because you are fucking theists. You are deists in the worst fucking way. You've made DNA your god. You've made the universe's universing, your evolution. You've even turned that into somehow it's a wise force because it creates, this competition, and it creates this fantastic organism that, can drive to McDonald's to get its, little juicy cow burger. I mean, what a crock of fucking shit to glorify that, to build a totem to that. Shit. So what else is there? There really isn't anything else to say. Again, if you model this thing, and if you build the model, if I built an exact model of it, and had it sitting there, and you could look at the model, little Earth and all the little organisms eating the shit out of each other and all the crap going on, and you just sat there and you looked at it, and I had it on the table, and there was a choice to say, well, we don't need that. No, we don't need it. It doesn't serve a function. You can hear the little screams if you listen. If you have your ears turned on. Yeah, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Oh, 1 trillion little birds dying on the ground? Ooh, yeah, let's do some of that. Yeah, because the humans will sit there and have conversations and argue about how spectacular they are. Because they have E equals MC squared. Yeah, that's worth like 100,000 little kids with cancer. Yeah, that sure is. Fuck. So, yeah, alright, so I guess I might as well address that stupid fucking cunt, John Paul Dorn, again puts my name in a video, suggesting that, well, he has a great solution to the problem of reproduction. We'll put a 4-child limit. Yeah, what percentage of human population is a 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th child? I mean, come on, realistically, what percentage of human population fits into that category? So yeah, no thanks. That's not a solution. And I don't see any point in having some kind of draconian limit. I've suggested a voucher system where you are given a voucher to replace your existence. So a couple could have 2 kids from their own vouchers, and if they get vouchers from other people in their family who don't have children, then they could have more children. I think it's a fair way, and they could make YouTube videos and ask people for vouchers if they're so fucking desperate to have a 5th, 6th, or 7th kid. So yeah, I think it's a much wiser, sensible, reasonable solution to the problem to encourage people not to have kids. But yeah, you could fix the problem tomorrow if you just made people pay for having kids. Pay the freight. Quit extorting people out of their house, essentially, with huge property taxation to finance your reproduction. And that's what's going on in this society. My biggest tax bill is to pay other people for their reproductive choices. And that's kind of bullshit. Well, it's not kind of bullshit, it's preposterous bullshit, especially when in the context of a perception that it's grossly irresponsible, this reproduction, in the current circumstance we are in. So anyway, enough of a video. Yeah, this is kind of a throwaway video, but what the hell. I mean, it wasn't very concise and pointed, but yeah, the whole thing is just really irritating.